Stapitam Nirabhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamahayam Nadati Shvapadam Tikam Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaivo Narottamam Devim Sarasvatim Vyasam Tatujayam Dirayat Shringatam Swakata Krishna Punashravana Kirtanam Vidyantasraya Bhadrahi Vidunoti Suditsatam Nashtapraye Svabhadre Sunitam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 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 Leggiamo dallo Shri. Oh, we are reading from. I was going to start in Italian. No, I already did this. Let me do this too, because otherwise I sneeze. It's a selfish consideration. Okay, so we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter, I was called 24? And he sent me the verse actually.
59.
The verse is 59. Yeah, right, he sent me the verse. But I was driving. So, okay. Akshawininam Patibir Asurai Nripa Lanchanai Uva Akrayamanaya Avaraya Kritodyama Akshawininam Patibir Asurair Niripalanchanai Uva Akramyamanaya Abharaya Kritodyama Akshavininam patibir Asurai Nripalanchanai Uva Akramyamanaya Abharaya Kritodyama Akshavininam patibir Asurai Nripalanchanai Uva Akramyamanaya Abharaya Kritodyama
Akshahininam patibir Asura Nipalanchanahi Uva Akramyamanaya Abharaya Kritodyama
Akshohinayam patibir Asurar niripalanchanai Bhuvakram yamanaya Abharaya kritodyama
Akshayininam patibir Asura Nripalanchanai Uvakram Yamanaya Abharaya Kritodyama
Akshoininam patibir Asura Nripalanchanae Bhuvakramya Manaya Abharaya Kritodyama
Ladies, strike. Akshuhininam, of kings possessing great military power. Patibi, by such kings or government. Asurai, actually demons. Because they do not need such military power, but created unnecessarily. Nripalanchanae were actually unfit to be kings, although they have somehow taken possession of the government. Bhuva, on the surface of the earth. Akramyamanaya, aiming at attacking one another. Abharaya, paving the way for diminishing the number of demons on the surface of the earth. Krita Udyama, enthusiastic. They spend all the revenue of the state to increase military power. Translation. Although the demons who take possession of the government are dressed like men of government, they do not know the duty of the government. Consequently, by the arrangement of God, such demons who possess great military strength fight with one another, and thus the great burden of demons on the surface of the earth is reduced. The demons increase their military power by the will of the Supreme, so that their numbers will be diminished and the devotees will have a chance to advance in Krishna consciousness. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya Chaduskritam. The sadhus, the devotees of the Lord, are always eager to advance the cause of Krishna consciousness, so that the conditioned souls might be released from the bondage of birth and death. But the asuras, the demons, impede the advancement of the Krishna conscious movement, and therefore Krishna arranges occasional fights between different asuras who are very much interested in increasing their military power. The duty of the government or king is not to increase military power unnecessarily. The real duty of the government is to see that the people of the state advance in Krishna consciousness. For this purpose, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvanyam maya shristam guna karma vibhagasaha. According to the three modes of material nature and the work ascribed to them, the four divisions of human society were created by me. There should be an ideal class of men who are bona fide brahmanas, and they should be given all protection. Nama brahmanya devaya go brahmana ithaya cha. Krishna is very fond of brahmanas and cows. The brahmanas promulgate the cause of advancement in Krishna consciousness, and the cows give enough milk to maintain the body in the mode of goodness. The kshatriyas and the government should be advised by the brahmanas. Next, the vaishyas should produce enough foodstuff, and the sudras, who cannot do anything beneficial on their own, should serve the three higher classes, the brahmanas, kshatriyas, and vaishyas. This is the arrangement of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so that the conditioned souls will be released from the material condition and return home back to Godhead. This is the purpose of Krishna's descent on the surface of the earth. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chaduskritam. Everyone must understand Krishna's activities. Janma karma chame divyam. If one understands the purpose of Krishna's coming to this earth and performing his activities, one is immediately liberated. This liberation is the purpose of the creation and Krishna's descent upon the surface of the earth. Demons are very much interested in advancing a plan for which people will labor hard like cats and dogs and hogs. But Krishna's devotees want to teach Krishna consciousness so that people will be satisfied with plain living and Krishna conscious advancement. Although demons have created many plans for industry and hard labor, so that people will work day and night like animals, this is not the purpose of civilization. Such endeavors are jagato hita. That is, they are meant for the misfortune of the people in general. Kshayaya. Such activities lead to annihilation. One who understands the purpose of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, should seriously understand the importance of the Krishna consciousness movement and seriously take part in it. One should not endeavor for ugra karma or unnecessary work for sense gratification. Nunam pramatta kurutevi karma vyadindriya pritaya aprinoti. Simply for sense gratification, people make plans for material happiness. Maya shukaya baram udvato vimudam. They do this because they are all vimudas, rascals. For flickering happiness, people waste their human energy not understanding the importance of the Krishna consciousness movement, but instead accusing the simple devotees of brainwashing. Demons might falsely accuse the preachers of the Krishna consciousness movement, but Krishna will arrange a fight between the demons in which all their military power will be engaged, and both parties of demons will be annihilated. Although the demons who take possession of the government are dressed like men of government, they do not know the duty of the government. Consequently, by the arrangement of God, such demons who possess great military strength fight with one another, and thus the great burden of demons on the surface of the earth is reduced. The demons increase their military power by the will of the Supreme, so that their numbers will be diminished and the devotees will have a chance to advance in Krishna consciousness. Mukam karoti vachalam pangurlangayate girim yat kripa tamaham bande Shri Gurum dinatadhinam Paramananda madhavam Sri Chaitanyam Ishwaram. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, the demons increase their military power. Why? Because they are enthused by the growth of their strength. From within their heart, there is an emotion, there is an enthusiasm to increase their own strength, their nation's strength. Who gives them this inspiration? Krishna gives them this inspiration. It's him. It's not that they are getting it from somewhere else. Inspiration comes from Krishna. When talking about government, so-called government kings, so-called kings, when Parikshit Maharaj meets Kali in the dress of a king, then he asks Dharma, what is the cause of all, what is the cause of all this, of your suffering? And Dharma, the bull answers, well, think for yourself, what is the devas, is karma, is this, is that. He gives a big number of reasons. But Parikshit is intelligent, and he understands. Thank you. He understands. He says, nothing happens without the will of the Lord. Ultimately, it's him doing things. But because he's a sadist, he wants to see people destroy each other. He wants to see demons grow up so out of a sadistic attitude. They kill each other, he comes down and kills them. Does he want this material existence to be there for his own pleasure? No. Nunam pramata kurute karma yadindriya paritaya aprinoti. No? They are crazy. People become crazy out of desire for sense gratification. So when that desire is so granitic, is so strong, that needs to be removed with a surgical operation, then Krishna arranges for the surgical operation. There's nothing else that could be done. There's nothing else that could be done. He went to Duryodhana before the fratricidal war, the war, the Kurukshetra war, But they didn't want to listen. No, they're hard-hearted. Nothing can be done. The cancer is spread all over, and nothing can be done. It's metastasis, you could say that. It's in metastasis, you can't do anything. So, okay, when this desire for sense gratification is immovable from the heart of the populace, due to the inspiration given by the leaders, within the leaders comes this sense of protection for the prajas. Oh, the Americans will protect the America. And, and this emotion comes up in the heart, when you hear the hymn, I don't know the American hymn, or Russian, the Russian culture will be destroyed, and then you hear the hymn, the Russian hymn, or you are in France, or you're at the Marseillaise, okay, and then some emotion comes within the heart, or in Italy fratelli d'Italia. You know, whatever hymn, or God Save the King now, have you seen, you know, they installed the King, and everyone, big emotion in the heart. And so, due to misidentification with the body, with the designation of the particular nation, culture, ethnia, you know, ethnic group you belong to, you know, Krishna infuses, it gives you this enthusiasm within the heart and this emotion, and you will give your life for it. You will die for it. You will die for France. You will die for Italy. You will die for America. And everyone else is a demon but you, right? Now, I remember during the Gulf War, you know, with God brothers, and I was shocked. You know, I said, what are you talking about, you know? And, oh, look at this missile, how precisely came in, and it killed all those demons, you know, Saddam Hussein's people. Oh, what are you talking about, you know? Do you think it's a sattvic thing to do? Of course, you don't want to be overcome by them, but, you know, to judge them demons and Mr. Bush as a deva, it's wrong, you know, isn't it? It's not a deva, you know. And the same goes, you know, now Ukraine and Russia and or this or that, you know, and they're all designations, material designations. But the enthusiasm, the emotion, the deep emotion that comes when you hear, you know, the entry, etc., that's given by Krishna. So they become so enthusiastic to be willing to sacrifice their lives, to kill children, to kill people, to kill themselves for their own nation, for their own group, and the government, and the king, so-called king or president of the nation, whatever, is there, you know, and infusing everyone else to do it. Madness. It's absolute madness. But it has to be done. Now, people may say, why does Krishna do that? There is no alternative. Well, why does Krishna create Kali Yuga? Because the souls need Kali Yuga. Now, Kali, as I was saying before, you know, Parikshit deals with Kali, and it doesn't kill him. Which you know, the sages in the assembly, they said, why did, you know, Sanaka Rishi said, why didn't kill him? You know, who created the 4 ages? Krishna created the 4 ages. It's not the Kali sprout from, you know, something else, you know. The 4 ages were created by Krishna. Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali. He created those ages with the specific, particular qualities that pertain to each age. Because it's needed. And in a day of Brahma, 1,000 Kali Yugas are there. So, you know, it's needed. Because the conditioned souls, they degrade themselves, you know, in such a way, they need the Kali Yuga body, they need this situation, they need this kind of governments also. They need it for their cure. So, that's the unfortunate situation. So, instead of, you know, and then they create the United Nations. Oh, that's, Prabhupada used to joke about the United Nations. Oh, it should be called United Designations, not the United Nations, you know. They just, everyone is there not to really have empathy and feeling for the others, just to protect the interest of their own nation. So this is the reality in Kali Yuga. Nothing can be done. Only nothing can be done. You know, Kirtanal Eva Krishna Syat. Something can be done. Mahaguna, there is a great possibility in Kali Yuga, which is the spreading of the Krishna consciousness movement. The spreading of the Krishna consciousness movement, it's like a shock therapy, you know. It's a shock therapy. The people are so dull. Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagya Upada. You know, they're so dull, they're so stupid, and they're so, let's say, demonic. One time Prabhupada said, in Kali, everyone is born a demon. He said that, you know. Prabhavantyu grakarma, Prabhupada mentions here, you know, working like cats, dogs, asses, you know, camels, whatever they are, you know. Prabhavantyu grakarma, please, you know, when you're done, I'm sorry. Prabhavantyu grakarmana, akshaya, Prabhupada mentions the thing here, akshaya, Prabhavantyu grakarmana, akshaya, no, kshayaya, kshayaya, he told Jagat. Kshayaya, he mentions at the end of the purpose. Kshayaya, that means Prabhavantyu grakarmana, they are engaged in horrible work. Kshayaya, Vito, Jagat. Jagat, yeah. Meant to destroy the world. They are all engaged. Creating weapons, like, you know, bacterial weapons. Now it's clear that seems like this COVID, you know, come out of a laboratory. So, oh, we lost it, you know. And bacteriological war, virus war, atomic war, faster missiles to hit and kill as much as possible. You know, this is what they do. And so in this situation, you need a shock therapy. Shock therapy, we hope, will be the acceptance of at least a percentage of the population of Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada said, if 1% becomes Krishna conscious, the world is saved. You know, not that everyone will become Krishna conscious, but if there is a percentage of the population that becomes Krishna conscious, really devotees, then it will be possible to enact in some form this varnashram. Right now, if you go to India and you talk about Sudras, they'll beat you up. You go to India and speak about the four, the Chaturvarnyam Mayashristam Gunakar, you know, the four social orders, you know. They'll say, what? Sutra? You know, they've been so oppressed by this demonic Brahmana class, you know, so-called Brahmana. And after Shringi, the demons took birth Brahmanas in Kali Yuga. That's what it said. So they've been so oppressed, the people, that even a simple person, that may say, okay, I can't do anything good for my own, you know, Prabhupada says, the Sudras cannot do anything good for their own. This is a strong statement. It means you are a fool. You know, you can't do anything for yourself, good for yourself. Let the others, you know, take care of you. Prabhupada did say one, you know, wrote somewhere or did say something, that, you know, they shouldn't be given money. They should be given cloth. They should be given shelter. They should be given food. They should be taken care like, you know, when you have a, you know, a less intelligent, you know, brother, you know, that's, you know, you take care of him, you know. Somebody in the family, you know, let's take care of him, let's dress him up, let's give him food, let's take care of him, you know. They can't do anything good for their own, so they have to serve the other classes. Now, you go in India and mention someone like this, they beat you up, you know, because they've been so oppressed, and the caste system has been such a disruption in the real way of maintaining human society, that they'll hate you if you say something like this, even in India. So many things can be done. You know, Bhagavad Gita is rising in India. We made a second big Gita. You know, we made the big Gita, 2 liters, 83. And Modi came and gave darshan, the Prime Minister. 700 million people were connected in the television. They saw that, 700 million. Now we made another one for Kurukshetra, 2 meters 2, a little smaller, you know, half a ton, and is ready to be shipped. Very beautiful. I mean, more beautiful than the previous. So people will live. But then if you go deep and you say, okay, Krishna said, Chaturvanyamaya Shristam, they'll revolt. So, in order for people to accept, a form of varnashram, which is necessary, Prabhupada says, even within this age, there must be a percentage of the population which is so Krishna conscious, so tolerant, so humble, so ready to offer respect to others, good devotees, and devoid of, vainglory, you say, vainglory, but ready to serve, ready to love all living entities. There must be a percentage of these people that will make others say, okay, even if I'm, considered to be a Sudra, who cares, it's family, the society, it's a family. I can serve the others willingly. Not that the Sudra were whipped every day, in the Varnashram system. Come on, get the whip, get the Sudras to work, out of, appreciation for what's done for them. So the same way the Vaishyas, they weren't trying to cheat everyone, to get, anyhow, I was remembering our old friend Suhotra. He once told me, what is the smallest book in the world? Parce sepulto, as you say in Latin now. What is the smallest book in the world? I said, I don't know. He said, Jewish Business Code of Ethics. You say, it's so small that you can, it's infinitesimal. So, and like Jews, others, Business Code of Ethics, nowadays, to make money, they'll do anything. All those clean places where everyone looks, like a Proviviri, You go there, pharmaceutical companies, they do stuff that, is really bacteriological war. Can you try to imagine if the pharmacological factory stop producing, these medicines for deranged people or, those who are depressed, 19th nervous breakdown or this, and those who have a tendency for, they stop producing these medicines, Hell will break loose in the world, will break loose. And they are feeding people this stuff. They are not curing them. They are just killing them softly, slowly by giving these medicines, And other industries. I mean, I don't want to go on and on and on. But so, if again going back to the point, to establish a good Varnashram place, you don't need this kind of Vaishyas. You need Vaishyas with a big heart, with the heart of thinking, I will protect the cows so that the main food for human life, milk, can be produced. And we'll have integrity, we'll follow the Kshatriyas. Well, they are not here to just levy taxes on us, to exploit us. They distribute the wealth. And they'll protect the Brahmanas, But in order for this to happen, you need a percentage of the population who are consecrated to Krishna consciousness, fully consecrated to Krishna consciousness. You need them as an example, and you need them to help people in different circumstances, because it's not easy. You think it's easy? Oh, we'll establish the Varnashram, Try to establish a Varnashram model, even amongst devotees, in a farm, etc. They'll fight with each other like anything, it's not easy. Come on, yeah, it's not easy. So you know, we need devotees that follow the Mahajans, and according to time, place, and circumstance, which is one of the 5 aspects of knowledge, understand, they will apply with gratitude, with intelligence, with, you know, with understanding, Atma Tattva, they'll apply these principles of Varnashram for the populace. Otherwise, there's no hope. And in order for that to happen, you know, is it needed a big, you know, disaster in the world? We don't know. We should be ready, though. I mean, it's like, you know, when you are at school and you see 2 boys, you know, a bully beats another guy and another guy, you know, they fight, and you say, okay, well, I don't want to get involved with it, you know. I don't want to get involved with this, you know. So they always, you know. But the situation sometimes gets out of hand, and it spreads. Sometimes we think, oh, it's there in Ukraine, it's in Russia, it's, you know, or it's in Libya, you know, it's, you know, or it's in whatever place, you know, there are wars going on. But it's just, you know, we are in the same classroom, you know. It may spread. Let's pray, Krishna, Shrimati Radharani particularly, that there may not be the need of a catastrophe in order to wake up people. Once in Mayapur, Srila Prabhupada was walking, I'm paraphrasing, but, you know, walking with devotees, and some devotees asked him if a war was going to take place, and Prabhupada said yes. You know, like in a nonchalant way, you know, yes. And everybody is going to be killed. Prabhupada said yes. And devotees said, but even the devotees said yes. You know, it's like, you know, you think you are invulnerable because you chant Hare Krishna, and, you know, a nuclear weapon doesn't burn you up like a match or something, you know. No. So, but, you know, in other occasions also said that because of the existence of the Krishna consciousness movement, we still have vegetables and milk. And you might remember, still coming from there, from that side, Chernobyl, is that the way you mentioned it? Chernobyl. You know, I don't know here, but where I was staying, you couldn't buy green leafy vegetables or milk. You remember that? Because of a leak in a nuclear plant. 4,000 kilometers away, you couldn't buy green leafy. You could die by a spinach, you know, by a shock, you know. You cook, I cook a sock for you today. The wife wants to kill the husband, cooks a nice radioactive sock, you know, and kill it, you know. And you couldn't drink milk, you know, like that. So for a leak in a plant. Now, what if they throw, 30, how many they have? I don't remember, like 30,000?
12,000 nuclear bombs.
How many?
America's saying
How many?
12,000.
12,000. Yeah, okay. I hope you're right, because I had 30,000, but maybe it's okay. Some may be obsolete. Some may blow up in their hands when they try to throw them, you know, but that's even worse, you know. So the situation is we are sitting on a nuclear bomb. And the only hope is the Sankirtan movement. Really, really, really. Even though Prabhupada said you don't expect to see the result of your preaching within this lifetime. When you give books, when you give the mantra, when you give prasadam to people, they'll be reborn with a different inclination, with a different proclivity, You know, maybe you'll take them 1, 2, 3 lives, but the population will change. And then there is a hope that, you know, an increased number of people will take to directly to Krishna consciousness, become devotees, and enthuse the rest of the population to avoid killing each other, to avoid making a mess of the human society. So, we have to thank Srila Prabhupada, the Mahajan that has come and has applied Krishna consciousness to this messy Kali Yuga situation. And push this movement, push it. Never mind what happens. Probably there are devotees there, both in Ukraine, in Russia, I don't know, in Libya, I don't know if there are some devotees there, that are pushing this movement even, you know, in the most fearsome, fearful situation. There, you know, it's glorious. Let's do it. What is the alternative? What is the alternative? There is no arrangement, tarka, pratishta, shutayo, you start, you know, speculating about some other means to save humanity and the United Nations and we'll make some arrangement. Nothing. Nothing will work. Only the Krishna consciousness movement can save humanity, as Prabhupada taught us. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Are there any comments or questions?
Yes.
What is it?
Prabhupada said we are not a religion.
I can't hear anything.
Prabhupada said we are not a religion.
We are not?
A religion.
Okay.
So, but here in France we have a very negative reputation that we are a cult. So can we counteract that argument by saying we are a religion, or what should we say if we are not a religion?
Okay, that moves me to another. There must be some. Okay, you need to understand time, place, and deja kalapatra, time, place, and circumstance. All these things should be done by some, because I don't know if it's recorded.
It is.
By someone expert. That, you know, sometimes you can't do things just, like a good Boy Scout, you know. I don't know. You may have to find a way legally. I think my son also helped out, you know, in the, you know, trying to, and then there was 2 lawyers. What's the name of the lawyer? I don't remember the name. You know, it's something, every place is different. Here's probably one of the worst places in Europe. I admit it. So you need some expert to do it. I can say, yes, let's go and say we are a religion, you know. They may say, oh, you're a religion. You're a bad religion. When, what's his name, the former president of the United States, what's his name?
Donald Trump.
Huh?
Donald Trump.
Trump, Reagan, Bush.
No, the one with Monica Lewinsky. Clinton. When Clinton visited France, I remember, there was an embarrassment because he's from a Baptist religion. He's a Baptist. And Baptist is listed as a no good religion in France. It's outlaw. I mean, so it was an embarrassment. So what can I say, you know? I can give you a strategy to get, you know, we need some people that know the field and know everything. Any questions on the, you have your hand up? No, she's just so, okay. Okay, so thank you very much for the patience. Oh, so you have a question, yeah.
You said that 1% of the population that is Krishna conscious is enough to save the world.
So probably say 1% at one point.
Theoretically, it's understandable, but practically, I don't know how it would work if only 1% Krishna conscious would save the rest of the world. If the leaders are
No, but the 1%, that 1% should manifest Brahminical qualities, being Vaishnavas, and should, in that sense, help leading the world. Not that they become King Charles IV or anything like this, but they'll be the ones who will help the populace to put up better governmental people, better leaders. They should be ultimately the Brahminical group of society. You know, Vaishnava Brahmana. You know, that's what we want. Not that everything goes as usual, and then we have this one. What do they do? These 1% Krishna conscious people? They just chant in the ashrams. You know, no. They'll intervene in the social life, right? Okay, that's the answer to your question.
Not really, but thank you.
Not really. What kind of answer you want?
Because every time there is a person, even if they're not Krishna conscious, that tries to make a change, they immediately disappear.
Don't be pessimistic. Krishna consciousness can enact the change. Otherwise, what are you chanting Hare Krishna for? Of course, for your own self. But it works also in the social strata. You know, if there are really Krishna conscious people, I mean 1%, you're not talking about 3,000 devotees or 100,000, you're talking about a certain number of million, 80 million or something. Prabhupada time was 50 million, 60, now maybe 50 million, I'd be glad we find it. But and they are consecrated, they are devotees, fully devoted to the mission and to the Tandara Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanavajana Mejanamaya. They're really following the previous acharyas. That will change the heart of people. Also governmental people. Look at Lord Chaitanya with the Chankasi. Look at, even Rupa Goswami, when he spoke to the Nawa, he said, you have been put in he asked, who is this Chaitanya, who is this? And he said, you look in your heart, and because you have been put up in a governmental post, you'll be given a special intelligence to understand better things. So, like we have been made GBCs. We were fools, but now we understand. No, I'm just kidding. All goes to Prabhupada. Okay? Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.